The 15th of September, and I'm Dennis Munene right here just to have a conversation about mental health and stress management. I'm Dennis Munene, and of course on the bench I have a guest. I have Dalvine Sadia and Bernard Morioki, and of course Julius Gitari. Yes, those are the guests that I'll be having a candid conversation today with. And of course, we're going to unpack several issues to do with mental health. How do you start to realize that you're suffering from a mental problem, mental illness? How is the journey to illness? How do you even heal from the illness? So today we are going to discuss about bipolar disorder, depression, the highs, the lows, the manias, the anxieties. But of course, it's here, right here on CAC TV and the CAC Mid Morning Show with me, Dennis Munene. Now, what about if we just kick up the show? Well, the month of September is World Suicide Prevention Month, and today we focus on mental health and stress management, basing our discussion on living with bipolar disorder, which is a mental health condition which causes extreme mood swings that include emotional highs and lows. We also focus on depression, another mental condition that causes feelings of severe despondency and dejection. These two mental conditions being ranked among its #1 causes of suicide cases in the country. What is it like to live with these two conditions? So today we share the story of Dalvine Sadia, a survivor and a warrior of both conditions. Sadia hopes that by sharing a story, she will help others who suffer from the same conditions walk along with the healing journey. So, how are you feeling? Good morning and welcome to the show. Dalvine, how are you feeling? Let's start with you.
Hi guys, my name is Sadia. I'm hoping to impact someone's life. I've dealt with bipolar disorder for roughly 2.5 years. This is the third year counting. It has been a sad idea.
All right, I'm really sorry, but I hope you heal. Let's go and start hear from Bernard Morioki, of course, who is the dad to Dalvine Sadia. Good morning, Bernard Morioki.
Good morning.
Yes. Thank you for making your time to come to this discussion. Of course, it's a conversation that we're going to have and hope that is going to change, some people's lives out there.
Thank you, Bernard.
How do you feel?
Well, I'm happy to be here to share this because as a parent, and also I've had some actually trying moments when I imagined that I was going to lose my child and be seeing her correct papers and go around on the streets. That made me very sad. But now I'm very happy to see her the way she is now. But it has been a journey.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Bernard Morioki, for coming through. Well, Julius Gitari, the director, KAPC. How are you? Good morning, Dr.
Good morning to you, Bernard Dennis.
Yes, I appreciate so much.
It's a pleasure to be at the CAC TV.
Yes.
Like you say, my name is Julius Gitari. I'm training for Kenya Association of Professional Counselors. And I want to appreciate CAC TV for inviting me for this session, at least to give my professional advice on the area of mental health and illness. The way you said, the month of September all the way to December is a period we expect this kind of mental challenges. Actually, 10th of October it will be the World Mental Health Day, which we are really yearning to see and be able to see how we can be able to support our nation and the world at large. Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Well, for those who don't know Daktari, you've dealt with a lot of issues, a lot of cases of psychological problems. Maybe could you just give us a basis of who Daktari is in terms of your profession?
Oh, thank you, Bernard Dennis. I am a cancer psychologist, and I've been in this field for the last 20 years. And like you're saying, my area of focus is when the body is injured, we rush to the doctor. When our spirit is injured, we rush to the clergy. But now when our brain is injured, now that is where I come in now to do with the brain that has been injured by either biological or environmental factors that we encounter on a daily basis. And like you're saying, I've really had on several issues. And my greatest joy is that there is hope, and many have recovered. And they are now over and about in terms of meeting their daily lives because they have become effective and efficient again. So most important thing is about knowing the point of intervention and even the referral sources that we can be able to collectively. This is a battle that requires concerted efforts. I do my part and they refer to another helper so that by the end of the day there is the holistic healing. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Daktari. That was so much good of developing and, you know, setting grounds of what you're going to talk about today. Now, without much ado, Dalvine, Sadia.
Yes.
Good morning once again. I want to welcome you once again because, you know, I know it wasn't easy for you to make it to this point today. To accept the invite, actually, of course, I know it was a journey.
Okay, so
yes. So he talks of dealing with the brain, and of course, your brain was affected. Of course, how was it like? How was it like?
okay, Dennis, that is a very, very hard question because you see, if we can switch to Kiswahili, I'll speak both Kiswahili and English.
No problem.
When you deal with the brain, you're dealing with the most important aspect of a human being. This is where you process your thoughts. This is where the central nervous system directs everything. So basically, when you lose your mind, you've lost everything.
Yeah.
You lose yourself. And losing yourself is the hardest thing that could possibly happen to a human being. And that is the reason I am here today. I am hoping that this interview will help someone out there. Mtu mwenye anasikia tu apana. Akili yangu si yangu. Juu, okay, nitaanza na kusema nilidiagnoziwa na bipolar in 2019.
Yes.
So background story haraka. Nilikuwa nakimbisha pesa. Money.
Chasing the bag.
I was chasing the bag. So as I was chasing the bag, I forgot that the bag was also chasing me.
All right.
So it reached a point where I had a very big deal that went south and I lost roughly around 5.5 million. Talking about Kenya shillings.
Yes.
No, imagine Vanyunga ni expensive.
Yes.
So you can imagine what that did to me. But I will not say that that was the only cause. Naweza sema bipolar iko na, okay, kulingana na jani yangu, nimelan bipolar iko na high, alafu iko na low.
Okay.
So this thing was just inside me inagather. Hiyo kukosa kuji-express.
Okay.
Inagather. Ndio hiyo stress ya job umefutwa, ndio hiyo mpenzi wako mbavu amekuacha.
Kidogo tu kuinterrupt. I really want to know what was the source of the whole episode thing.
And that is the point. Bipolar is not caused by one trigger.
Okay.
It's not caused by one trigger. It's a collection. It's like you've placed something somewhere and it's gathering dust. And then suddenly it explodes. And then you're like, you lose it. As my dad has said, nilikuwa nakota makaratasi, nilikuwa na preach kwa soko. Okay, I don't know if that's spiritual or mental. Maybe Daktari will tell us. So I literally lost my mind. I mean, I'm trying to paint a picture for you guys.
Oh, yeah, we understand.
You lose your mind, and at that point you don't know you're losing your mind. So everyone else is crazy and you're the normal one in your eyes.
Nice.
And then you are taken to a hospital. You fight. I fought. I have scars. My dad alikuwa ananivuruta ananiingiza kwa gari na peleka hospitali, mimi naona watu wananikidnap. So I don't know whether mtu ako na bipolar na hallucinate. Maybe daktari atatueleza zaidi.
Yes.
But I went to a hospital, that is Mathare Hospital. I was given an injection. Nilishikiliwa na wanaume karibu 6. Unakuanga so energetic at that point. You fight everyone. You just fight everyone. So nikashikiliwa nikekwa chini, nikadungwa sindano, and then I was like, uko ni wapi? I woke up, like my mind came back instantly, and I'm like, I'm confused, I'm lost. The last time I had seen my dad was like 5 years ago. Then I'm seeing him here, and he go like, wait. So my brain needed time to adjust, to gather everything that's going on, to know that I am safe because I am with family. And that is how my journey with bipolar started. That was my first maniac episode.
All right.
It was crazy.
Thank you so much. That's Dalvine, Sadia. Of course, Daktari, umesikia story yake. It is a journey.
Very
it is a
intriguing.
journey. Now, Daktari, I want to get it very clear from you. We've had her give her side of story, how the signs were, and when it started, of course, from 2019. Now, there's normally a certain misunderstanding between bipolar and schizophrenia. Could you just kindly take us through? What could that mean? Could they maybe have similar signs, or what's your take?
Thank you, Dennis.
Yes.
I want to appreciate her story. It's very, very moving and very intriguing. And it's not an abnormal thing. She's within the gradient of what we expected in this forum. So I want to say that majorly there's a very, let me say that the general adage that everyone is mad except the degree of madness. And as we talk about mental illnesses, depression is one of the mental illnesses that we are having. And it is normal to be depressed. However, because we've got clusters of depression, we have got the major depression, the minor depression, and the bipolar is also one of those kind of the medians of depressions. So majorly when it comes to depression, I want to first of all begin by the triggers. Yes. We have got majorly the two major triggers. Yes. Is our biological makeup, our body plus the body makeup, that is the chemical imbalances in our brain, in our body. That's one of the major trigger. And from the biological, that's why we talk also about the issue with the genetic predisposition. That is, it might be a gene within the family that is learning, which might be causing that kind of a condition. But maybe from a story, this is, I might rule out that could, about the biological, I might rule it out. However, then the other one is now the environmental conditions. And the environment has a lot to do with us. The issue she has mentioned about chasing the money. Actually, one of the major causes is a financial crisis. It's one of the major causes of depression. She's very, very right. Yeah. Then again, of course, the stresses that we are giving ourselves. Even what happened in 2020, people losing jobs, even a promotion like now, the people we are watching the government the other day, recently, promotion can also cause depression. So there are so many triggers. Then, of course, the seasons of the year. Like when you have got now short day, this short day and the long nights, there is a tendency for people to be depressed. So now the border between now depression and schizophrenia. Schizophrenia means a spread mind. Her condition was not spread. However, the magnitude of what she went through, she really went down to the highest level of stress. Actually, it was the state of hyper stress. Hyper stress is which you normally call the depression. That hyper stress, it may turn out to start now developing hallucinations and delusions. Hallucinations are those very strong, seeing and hearing things which are not there, and delusions are those very strong false beliefs, whereby I can believe that you want to bewitch me, or you are gossiping about me, and you cannot remove yourself from there. I will really ensure you understand that you are really bewitching me, and you've never seen witchcraft. But now for schizophrenia, you're talking about somebody with a spread mind. And this somebody with a spread mind also, this individual also, they have got no happiness in life, a condition normally called anhedonia. Even the communication changes. There is incoherence in their communications, and sometimes also they will start also experiencing dizziness, and many times some of them, depending on the spectrum of the schizophrenia, some might also start now hurting others. The dimension of the mania, which you probably I'll talk about as we continue, some might even start hurting others. So for a condition now, whereby now she started picking the papers, it shows that already it had now gone up. That is now the mania. For the moment, she could not even scare a housefly. She was down. That is now the depression. And the one way to notice that is that when you lose interest in yourself, you don't want to manage yourself. You are a gene. You are not concerned about being smart. You are not eating very well. Everything you are seeing, everything is negative about you. You are seeing people are against you. The environment is against you. You are rejecting yourself, and you are seeing as if people are rejecting yourself. Now, those are the beginning of now developing the depression. And the reason is again because of your thoughts are negative. Something happened, a negative trigger happened to yourself. So your thoughts are purely negative, your feelings are negative, and now the outcome, the behavior of the product of the thought and the feelings is also negative behaviors. Like now the way she was fighting people. And we need to appreciate God. When this wiring, we are wired, we are like electric energy. when our wiring short circuit, the energy she was saying that there is 5 people could not put her down. It is true. Even you, as you are here as our host, you have got that potential. Thank God that there is no short circuit. So I have that potential. And many people bring labels that it is the devil that has given that manly person, in quote, that energy. It is not. Every individual has got that potential within ourselves. It's only that the wiring is okay. Yes.
All right, bwana daktari.
If I may,
Yes.
if I may, daktari, umefanya nikwe interested kidogo. Okay, I'll tend to switch between languages.
Yes. No problem. No problem.
Because you've said something that I want you to probably address more. Conflicted personalities. Kukiona bipolar kuna hiyo mania ambayo ni highness. Uko happy, uko na furaha, unaweza osha vyombo, upike, utembee 5 kilometers.
Hata unaweza kujiita Yesu.
Unaweza jiita Yesu, literally. Mimi nilikuwa najiita Queen Sheba, so.
Thank you.
All right, we love Daktari. We love Daktari talk about that. Let's hear the side of Bernard Morioki, the father, of course. Bwana Bernard, how was it like? How did you find it when you found out that Dalvine has changed? This is not the Sadia you knew about. How was it like?
Okay, this is what happened. On Saturday in the afternoon, I received a call from her. She told me that, Daddy, I want to come to see you tomorrow, and the purpose of our visit is that I want you to bless me. You want blessings? Yes. That was very inspiring. I told her yes, but on one condition. What are you going to do? You bring a kilo of meat, cook for me, I eat, then after that I bless you. Daddy, I'll come. I thought she was joking. And then she was talking, I realized like she wasn't drunk. You know now, being a student in university, and I know what happens in university, my child is now started drinking. So the following day, before I woke up, she's the one who knocked at my door on a Sunday now. So she was there carrying something. Here is your meat that you have come. I was serious. Okay, fine, welcome. That we don't even go to the church. So I told her, okay, now we are going to cook, we eat, and then I'll bless you. Then it was all over. A lot of thoughts. It was in the morning, at the 9. Then how can somebody be drunk in the morning? Because to me she wasn't drunk.
Did you inquire whether she was drunk?
Looking at her, the way she was talking, but the eyes didn't look like a drunkard person. But I thought that maybe they slept somewhere and drinking. Now maybe this is what happened in the night. So then a lot of stories she did not even cook. So I asked my wife to cook. At 1, and you are talking from morning, talking alone. Don't even give me time to talk.
Oh no.
A lot of reading the Bible verses, a lot of praying. She would tell me, kneel down now, you pray. Would you pray? Then look at this verse. Then she would read, she would preach at me. Okay, to me, sorry. Then when the food was ready, then she says that I'm full. I'm not going to eat. I'm all right. Okay, fine. You do not divorce her. Just even a bit. Just take a bit. No, I'm okay. Let us drink this one. Let us sing. Let us. Then we ate. The rest of the family ate, but she didn't eat. Then in the evening, at around Sambiri Apple, then supper was ready. Again, she's still full. And then drunkenness is not going down. Because the way I know within drunkenness is that within 3 hours or so, it will go down or you sleep. She didn't eat. We didn't stop reading the Bible. We didn't stop praying. And she would pray and pray for hours. I'm telling you, through the night, again, we did not sleep. So at around the 4 is when she got exhausted. At the 4, she got exhausted. I also got tired. So I told her, now, let me go and sleep. You can read the Bible, you can pray, you go on. So I went. Then she did not let me sleep. She would come and open my door. Now, come, the tea with talk. So, seriously, something is wrong here. This is not a beer. Because if it was beer or bangi or something else, it could have gone down. What have these people given to my child now? I started now, and because I saw something was wrong. Then she told me, she was telling me about this big business at the Karen. She had a plot that she was selling at the Karen and the Upper Hill, even showing me papers. A lot of very high hopes. I am going to buy you a very expensive car. I'm going to build for you a big house. no, I saw now this is not okay. So she started telling me at the 4 she want to go and see the lawyer so that they complete the process. So I told her, lawyers cannot be in the office at the 4. Lawyers, I know with my experience, they come to the office around 11, around 10. So wait, sleep if you can, then I'll take you to the lawyer tomorrow. I know many lawyers. No, I haven't got specific lawyers. And he told me that we meet at the 4. Oh. She became more violent now. Violence now started that time. So I locked the door because she would go out completely. At that time, I Kiambu, and then I saw it was dangerous. So I locked the door from inside. And we were inside. Then she started banging the door, breaking the windows. So I saw this is serious. Let me open for her, and then I'll follow her. So we opened, then she walked out. I followed behind slowly. And then she went to a certain, I think her friend. So they talked there. Then I told that man, I'll come in the morning. Let her sleep if she can. If she cannot, you call me. So I went back. I rested a bit. And then in the morning we went and took her by force now. Yeah. We took her to Kiambu Hospital. So they say that they cannot accept her here because it was already too violent. There they don't deal with the violent people. So when they take her, such cases are taken to Madare.
I want to imagine,
Yes.
At this point now you're taking her to the hospital.
Yes.
What means did you use? She was violent at that time. Which means did you use?
And now we were 3 adults. And she was stronger than us, the 3 of us. So I and another man, her friend, and now my wife, we took her to, and the driver, the taxi driver, we put her in the vehicle. Then we sat the way actually the robbers are done by the police. One beside the other side. Yes. Yeah, and because she was trying even to jump out of the moving vehicle. Yeah, so we managed to reach Kiambu. Then there she started accusing me, telling the doctors how I raped her in the night. Fortunately that my spouse was there. Actually I would have been arrested. Yeah, so she was, we didn't ever sleep the whole night. And she was telling that this is devil. He raped me the whole night, and blah 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 like that. So she was given some injections, and I was told that she was given one, she would sleep. She never slept. She was given another one. She never slept. And then we took her again by force now on the way to Madare. So before we reached Madare, she slept. And then we went to the doctors there. And then we were in the process of admitting her. Then I don't know how, something happened. Then it became chaotic there again. It became chaotic. And I realized that she was mingling very well with the sick people there, but not with the normal. She was actually feeding them, giving them water. Oh, nice. Yeah, mingling very well. But on seeing me, she would be very, so the relatives heard about it, that I am taking her to Madare. Then they did not like that, because Madare is associated with, some bad name. Anybody taken to Madare, even if you are well, even if you become well later, you are seen as if you are not a normal person. You are seen as if you are now a social misfit. So they came, they intercepted, they took her to Chiromo. And then conditions were put there that I should not be seen in that hospital because I'm the one triggering. You see somebody who rapes somebody the whole night, and it's like the others believed that I raped her. So I was, there were instructions that they did that she would not go to the hospital. Okay, fine. So I stayed away. So later on, there was no money to clear the bill. Then I was invited in. I went and cleared almost actually more than $500,000. And then she went back. And then later, she gets sick again. This time I was called. I was told that she was now seen with Mbonda people, hugging them all over.
I want to get that actually from Sadia. I want to get it from Sadia. Dalvine. First of all, I want to appreciate you. First of all, I want to keep on appreciating you because this is a journey that you've walked. According to what your dad is telling us, is that you've really walked a long journey. Yeah. How did it end up? You're now bonding with Bonda Boda.
I'll start here. Currently, I'm seeing a psychologist.
Yes.
He's a psychologist. So, according to vitu tumekuwa tukigo through na psychologist, it all started in my childhood. Kuna time nilikuwa nafanya self-harming. Nachukua stapler, yani stapler, naeka kwa mkono, nafinya, mara 6, na ngoa moja.
When you're young?
When I was small, I was around 10 to 11.
Did they know?
He had no clue.
He still has no clue.
He's hearing it now. Okay. From that, fast forward into, yes, he's a teacher, so staplers zilikuwa kwa nyumba mingi. Fast forward, I used to cut myself na wembe. Mi mwenyewe nachukua wembe nikikasirika na jikata natoka damu and I am not feeling any pain. And like let me finish.
Yes.
So that led to my first or one of my many sins, my tattoo. I have a tattoo right here. I don't know kama watu wa kamera wataona. This is a tattoo. Siku nilikuwa hii tattoo, I was so emotionally burdened. I was tired with life. I wanted to commit suicide. Nikajiambia, sasa nijue ya kazi gani? Acha niende nichore tattoo. It's a permanent tattoo.
Okay.
It's one of my many sins.
Okay.
I'm saying that because I know someone is watching and Mwangi, hi.
So
as I was saying, hii ni part of self-harming. Ukiona utatembea kwa streets upatane na msee amejaza tattoo kutoka hapa hadi huku chini, unashanga huyu ni bad boy, huyu ni bad girl. Hapana. Sometimes una feeling uchungu, unashindwa utai-express aje. I would not advocate for anyone to get a tattoo. This is my first sin. I confessed, so I'm hoping God will forgive me. However, it's part of the self-harming. Unaona? Then something my dad said, and daktari I'm thinking at agree. It starts with stress. Unakopaje na stress? Unapata stress unaenda kwa klabu, unakunywa Gilbis, unakunywa JD, unakata mzinga mzima. It's useless. Because the next morning when you wake up, you still have your problems. They are not going to go anywhere. That's unfortunately.
That's true.
Unfortunately, they're not going to go anywhere. So, like my dad said, ukiona mtu wako na bipolar utafikira ni mlevi. Juu vitu wanakuambia, me was telling my dad, nipe tu wiki mbili nikujengee mansion. Nilikuwa nimeiona. Nilikuwa nimeona hiyo mansion and I'm like, I can't believe that I lost it. That was the first trigger. Alafu, those guys who are dating or are in marriages and you have spouses, kama kuna mtu atakukula kichwa, it's your spouse. So that could also be a factor of stress. In fact, I have a friend, tuko kwa support system, tunakuanga na group ya support, watu wenye go through anxiety, depression, bipolar, we just talk to each other. Kuna mtu jana ali text kwa group, manze mimi najua kwa nini Karo aliniacha. You see, so sometimes it attacks you all at once, but sometimes it takes steps to get to where you're going. And I think hapo ndo kuna differences za low na high. So like depression, hautaamka ati niko depressed. No. It comes, today you feel sad, tomorrow you feel sad, kesho you're happy. You feel sad again. Before you realize it, you're sinking.
All right. Let me take you back to the issue of utajengea baba nyumba mansion and all this lump sum of money,
yeah.
I don't know, did you just wake up one day after ile deal ya kuuza imefail?
Well, I am a jack of all trades. Nimeuza mchele pale Paipu, nimeuza vitabu bado Paipu, nimeuza kuku Rongai. So ni ile kuhustle. Juu unajua, okay, let me be very down to earth. My dad is a teacher.
Yes.
So ametupea ile life ya amlali njaa, but aliniambia inheritance yako ni Bible. Inabidi ujipange. Inabidi ujipange kukua tu real. Inabidi beze mimi niligawia. Unaona amesema nilienda kumomba baraka. Alinipea Bible akaniambia chukua uende. So nataka
chukua inheritance.
Mimi niko na Bible. With the family name, the Muriukis. It gives me joy when I read that book. So unaona nile okay, 2020, as Dr. was saying, I was working in Nimble Group Kenya. I will just say it outright because it's a fact. And I wrote my resignation letter myself. I was not fired. Juu uko na pressure ya job, juu mimi nafanya credit control. So una imagine unapigia mtu alipe deni na ako na corona. Utakuuliza sasa ni wewe utaniua ama ni corona? So you
So
see,
you have to be
yeah, so
considerate.
I sat down and I wrote my resignation letter because I could not meet my employer's expectations. I couldn't. Anataka ni deliver.
And you can't.
I can't. It was, and do you think it is easy knowing that uko nje unemployment, hakuna employment?
Yes, I understand.
You get it?
Yes.
So all these stress factors, nilikaa tu hivi nikasema acha nikagawiwe baraka, maybe mzee yako na kashamba mahali.
I want to hope to Daktari briefly before we head to a very short quick commercial break. Daktari, you've heard what Bwana Muriuki is talking about, how Sadia was and how it happened, and how it came to be like that. I mean, from your side, how do you think, what do you think parents should do, or how can they be noticing such signs early in advance? Because unaona yeye aliamkiwa tu mara moja, boom, nataka kuja kukunulia mansion, kukujengea magari nini. How can they notice the first signs? Very briefly before we head to a very short quick commercial break.
Okay, thank you, Denise.
Yes.
Wow, the session is becoming sweeter. Now, there's maybe picking from what my sister Sadia said. Actually, what we require to do as a nation of Kenya is to create a lot of awareness and sensitization, because there is what we call childhood disorders and adolescent disorders.
Yeah.
Actually, I've listened to my daughter. She's my daughter. My daughter here, Sadia. I've listened to her story. Actually, her depression might be a condition that was not intervened early. When she said that at the age of 10, 12 years, she started now cutting herself. That might, a child is 0 to 12 years. Adolescents from 13 to 24 years. So those age brackets. Now we have got conditions that appear during childhood. And parents are not aware of this. Even teachers, sorry to say, I'm one of the trainers, but even teachers are not aware of this. And even the society might not be aware of this. There are conditions that also the onset is adolescence. Actually, especially schizophrenia, which is what we call madness, but madness is it's not a polite term.
Yes.
Schizophrenia, if it is running within the family, ladies at the age of 16 is they break down. They knock down at the age of 16. If they are boys, at the age of 18, they knock down. So, and then now we are talking about now, we have got this now childhood conditions. Actually, depression is part of the childhood disorders, which people are not aware of. And therefore, I want to thank God for the way the family has really intervened, even bring the medical dimension. And now the stage where she is now, she need now to be weaned out of medication. Now we need to come in now to bring in counseling sessions with it. And I'm happy that she's already seeing a psychologist. So for the dad, he's getting a rude shock, because something I've captioned from Sadia is that there are things that are happening in our life, childhood disorders, or childhood traumas. Many stressful conditions are happening, but parents thought it is normal way. Is a normal is a behavior which is common among the children, but it's a problem. So one of the things that children should need to be checking, so the parents need to be checking from the children, is the behavior of a child. Is this child the kind of a child within a minute you put the child in the child come to the table room, say hi to you, before you are through with the hi, she's already in the kitchen, she's already on the TV, she's already on the other part. That now tells you that this child is having high attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder. And many parents with an ADHD child, and they'll come to you to visit you, and then they'll be telling you that mtoto wetu anatusumbuaga, then what do we do about it? That's a condition. Then again, you're seeing this child, they are not behaving normally. They are either too obedient or too truant. And sometimes when you keep the children together, you are discovering within a very short time, they have started biting others. They have ametoboa mtoto kichwa, amefanya kitu kingine, they are biting the other one. All those kind of behaviors. That tells you that there is something wrong. Yes. The child is expressing that in the area of parenting, we've bypassed one another because the child is struggling to make you a child.
Yes.
And you are trying to make the child an adult. In parenting, the child is struggling to make you a child.
All right.
You are struggling to make the child an adult. So in the process, you bypass one another. So there is a discrepancy between now the parenting, and therefore this way we need that to come in and bridge the gap.
All right, Daktari shikilia hapo hapo. We'll be back because we need to address this and of course get to know what are some of these early signs that we should be noticing, because I believe that people like us also can also find ourselves. We are not an exception. I mean, everybody can suffer from this. Anybody can go through this. But now we are going to a very short, quick commercial break. Of course, we'll be back with much more about the discussion. Keep the conversation flowing at our social media handles. That is KAK TV Kenya, and of course Twitter @MuneneOfficial. Use the hashtag KAK Midmorning. We'll be right back after the break. Well, thank you so much for keeping it KAK TV, whereby we are having a topic to discuss about mental health and management. With me is Dalvine Sadia. Of course, I'm calling her a warrior. And we have Bernard Morioki, dad to Dalvine Sadia. And we have Daktari Julius Gitari, who are helping me unpack this whole conversation. So, Dalvine.
Yes, me.
Back to you. Well, I always say that I'm appreciating you for for the big steps that you're making.
Yeah, thank you.
Baby
Thank
steps,
you.
but big steps.
Yeah.
For that matter. Now, I want to understand during these episodes, and of course this period that you are going through this severe condition. Of course, it wasn't an easy journey.
Yeah.
I understand it's a journey.
Yeah.
I want to understand from you, how do you cope up, or how are you coping up with the condition, and of course with the relation you have with other people around you?
That is a very important question, Dennis. So kuwarudisha nyuma tu kidogo, I was admitted kwa rehab for total it was like separate sessions. There were times I was in there for a month, there were times I was in there for 2 weeks. The longest time I think is 1 month and a half, yeah. So basically, tukiwa uko ndani, we learned so much. Na ndo nitaambia watu msiogope kwenda rehab. That is where you will get help. But it has to start with you. You have to accept that you have a condition. Then unafunzwa kucope. Uko ndani tulikuwa tunachora, tuna paint, tunakala, tunacheza pool, unaona. So hizi ni activities zenye zinatoa mind yako kwa whatever it is that is stressing you, yeah. As Daktari was saying, your inner child anatoka, your inner child anatoka. So if uko na talent ya music, unapenda art, unapenda fashion, do you just jiachilie. It is very important in life. Unajua sasa, especially say we are also busy, unajaribu ku create the perfect life.
Yeah.
You forget that you need to take care of yourself, yeah. So basically, I am a writer. I blog. Nitawachia.
You can just mention it. Feel free.
Yeah, so my coping mechanism personally as Dalvine Sadia is that I write. I got that from my dad. He was my inspiration. But Chani Salimene tena Mwangi, hi. Yeye ndo my muse. He's been there helping me write. Anasomanga vitu nimeandika na niambia, umeweza, uko sawa, ananichocha tu. Na nipe hiyo motivation. So write, talk, sing, do activities that are normal to the body ili akili itulie, akili relax. You can paint, yeah, you do art, whichever thing, hizo hobbies, hizo talent. Okay, wazazi siku hizi wako more like soma pata degree. But wanasahau kuna ile passion yenye inakudrive as a human being. Na ukivuata hiyo passion yako, hata stress ya job itakupata.
Yeah.
Unaona?
So
you're doing what you love.
That's how you're coping up.
Yeah, that's how I'm coping.
Right, let's hop to Bwana Bernard Morioki, the father to Dalvine Sadia. I want to understand from you very briefly. This is a journey that Sadia is on, and I am really hoping that she really makes it to the final destination, which is healing after all. So at any point, maybe did you ever receive maybe stigmatization because your daughter has a certain condition?
It really put me down so much, because I had not seen a sick person of that kind anywhere near my family or even my extended family. and not seen such a thing. I've been seeing sick people of that kind in the markets, shopping centers. So now when I imagine now my child is going to be among those, so I felt so much. Well, now that's why I put all my weight into having her treated to the best hospital. And I've been hearing Chiromo Lane is the best mental hospital, because now the entire family rejected Madare, where it had been recommended by medical people in my family. Because I used to hear that they were telling me Madare is the best facility in Kenya, government sponsored. Then there are those people now who Hainj means, you can't go to Madare, you can't go to Madare, you must go to this other place, which is also very expensive. Up to now, I'm paying debt. They are not now less than 400,000 shillings that she left there. So the first time I paid over $500,000. These are the times she was there. The recent one, she left a bill of over 700,000. So I'm still struggling with that one. At the same time, I had another sick child in Kenyatta, up to now detained in Kenyatta because of an unpaid bill, money of up to almost 1.2 million, because we were sick at the same time. So you can imagine. So now, when we talk of stress and depression, I think I've personally come up with a way of try to cope with these things. Because personally, I could have also been even maybe worse than her because of those financial pressure. I think what really affected this lady, the one I love most, out of my 5 children, she's the one I love most, the most obedient. Now the one now going to be mad. So I was going to lose my best, so I felt so much. So I think I have had myself, I have had some financial issues back in 2013 there. That's where I had, actually I'm somehow I'm the cause of problem. Because when my finances went down, now it affected the family, everyone, school fees, everything. At the times I was in high school. So my marital relationship also became affected, and all of this put together. So that's why now they went all over. So I somehow lost them, because personally I would just come and sleep, so I lost the contact. I lost the grip, because they have grown very well up to the time when they are now adolescents. That time he's saying that's the time now she started drinking, they started smoking. Now away from me, because when she became now big, she went away. So started now drinking and doing all those things. So the parental touch was disconnected somehow.
Mr. Morioki, yes. I want to understand from you. I want to get it from you because you're the parent here. I understand, these are a very long journey that she's on to. What would you advise, or what is the importance of a parent accepting the situation as fast as possible, accepting that, well, my child has a certain condition. What is the importance of that as a parent? How did it help you?
Before I had accepted, there's a point I was actually preferring her to die than me to see her mad on the streets. Let this girl die than for me to be seeing her dirty and picking a litter in the market places. Like that time, I almost got beaten up by Bonaboda people. I met her at the middle of the Bonaboda people. When I tried to get out of that, they attacked me, thinking that I was taking away their mistress. So that I nailed the person. This is the father, and now they backed off. So they almost whipped me up. So let me say that when you accept the situation, first of all, it helps you yourself, because if you don't, you also become a victim. You also become sick.
All right.
Yes.
So briefly, before I come back to you, Dalvine Sadia, I want to go to Daktari first. Daktari, what are the importance of early interventions of certain conditions that Dalvine Sadia, is under?
Thank you, Dennis. When interventions are done early, we reverse the situation back to normal. Remember, she was not born this way. It's a condition that she acquired from the environment. So when early interventions are done, we reverse back the situation to normal. Then at the same time now, we help individuals to realize that they are packaged with a lot of potentials and a lot of abilities. Abilities is what we've done. Potential is what you are yet to do.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm picking especially her. She has got a lot of inner resource that is supposed to be touched. So, and this now, the type of resources that now is being now converted into negative energy of going to the market, doing those kind of funny things. And so at this particular moment is what needs to be done is now at this particular moment we need to still support our sister to receive the healing process and to go back and actualize our potential so that the vision, the ambition and the dream that she had in life she can be able to accomplish. And I'm glad that she's still in touch with the reality, beside whatever has happened. She's still in touch with the reality. So her case is not written off. It is not yet over until it is over. And it is the point now we need now to still support her and deliver the situation back. So once our interventions once we pick the challenges and our intervention is done, we help the individual to live a normal life and accomplish their life destinies very well.
All right.
Yes.
Now, Daktari, just still to you, Sadia, I'll be to you. I know. Daktari, we have, you said that we have there are two ways that bipolar can be witnessed. We have the highs, we have the lows. The lows about depression. What are some of these characteristics of a depressed person?
Thank you very much. And depressed person sometimes is it is not written somewhere on the face that at least I am depressed. A depressed person look very very low. Like now when you look at us here, who looks sick here? So we look very.
No, nobody looks sick.
Nobody
Are you
does.
sick?
No.
Are you sick, Banabana?
Nobody's sick.
So we might wear a very happy face, but deep within, behind the face, the smiling face we are having, we are really dying of depression. So because a depressed person, they will still be talking very well and making appointments, but they will never accomplish those appointments.
Oh.
Yes, please, I'm coming to meet you at noon, but I will not come. I will not leave the house. And the depressed person will be very busy in the house, but by the end of the day, you cannot quantify or qualify what they have done. They are there, and they are very tired by the end of the day. But you cannot say that they clean the utensils, they cook the food. They have not.
What are they doing at that moment?
They are too restless. They are restless.
Yeah.
They have become busy bodies, but without any task that they are accomplishing. And their mind is really fully engaged. Yes, they are preoccupied with so many activities.
Just thinking.
And those ideas, is as if they are racing. There are so many ideas that are coming, which want to still enter the mind and be processed as they come out. But so that racing of ideas is really preoccupied the individual. They are very busy, but there's nothing they are doing. At the same time, they are also experiencing that as if people are aware of what is happening to me, so they don't want to go even to the social settings. So you are thinking that people are aware of what is happening. It is only your thought that are telling you that the people are aware. I'm depressed. So it is you who is rejecting yourself.
All right.
So you want to be a lone ranger. You want to stay alone, and that's a very very dangerous trait. Now decided to become a lone ranger. At the same time, the activities that they were interested in, they lose interest in whatever they like the most. Like if I've heard her say that at least she likes journaling, she likes writing. Now that's fun, because it's like a hobby. Writing is like a hobby to her. Now this moment it does not make sense.
Yeah.
Even the word of God that can encourage you is a point where you are reaching as if you are now giving God a vote of no confidence. And you see that even seeking the face of God is a bother. God is a bother. Everything is against you and everybody is against you. So when those things are happening and you start to losing touch with yourself, like I picture something that this moment that they almost the Buddhas want to hate on us, he was also undergoing some levels of depression, but they had not become severe. So he was also depressed. So this particular moment, then again you discover that also you are becoming very irritable. Yes, you are very impatient, very irritable with the people. You are not even eating very well, and you are not even having appetite in the first place anyway. You are not eating, but you are not feeling angry. there is loss of appetite even when the food is there. The much you can do is just to junk yourself. Pick a piece of sugar kidney and other things.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gitari. That's quite informing now, because actually I want to believe from Gitari's submission is that a lot of us out here are depressed without knowing.
Yes, true.
Anyway, let's go to Sadia. Sadia Dalvine. You know, I was confused. Sadia. She's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Did you go through such characteristics that or such signs that Dr. is talking about, of feeling, you know, you want to think?
Yeah. Well, Dr. is right. There's nothing that he has said that is wrong.
Yes.
Everything he said aligns with what I was going through. But there's a couple of things I would like to talk about. Ili mtu ajue. Unajua unaweza kaa hivi uone mbona nilifanya kitu fulani. Ukisikia nimesema at least mimi nilipitia, itakupea hiyo hope pia wewe ulipitia, maybe utatoka, you know. So my dad has mentioned something. Alisema nilikuwa nimepewa police escort nikipeleka hospitali. There's a friend of mine hapa aitwa Jenga, there was him here, there was the driver, they were taking me to the hospital, 3 people. So personally I have attempted suicide twice. The first time nilikunywa pesticide vya miraa kama juice cola. I wanted to leave the earth. As Dad has just said, you are asking yourself, iko haja gani nikwe mwendo wazimu, si nikunywe dawa nikufe? I mean, where after I die? You see, you literally do not care about anything. You don't care about yourself, you don't care about your family, you don't care about God. As he has said, spirituality sasa na shift kwa spirituality. Kuna mtu aliniangalia hivi akaniambia, "Hii wazimu yako hapana, wewe ni prophet." Ati Sadia uliniambia kutanyesha na kumenyesha.
Wewe ni prophet.
What? Wait, what? Well, I would say that nothing is new under the sun. Yeah? So basically, spiritually speaking now, unajua acha nike quote daktari asinibebe kutoka hapa. Anaweza enda na mimi. Spiritually speaking, yeah? Yes. I believe that there is a God.
You're right.
We can call him Allah, we can call him Ngai, we can call him Mulungu, we can call him all those names, but there is a higher being. And sometimes he communicates to you. That is my dad saying, preached like no one's business. There is an uncle of mine tulimwamsha karibu saa 6, a bishop. Namwambia, "Uncle, mimi Mungu ananiambia." Mungu ananiambia nikwambie hivi na hivi na hivi. And my uncle prayed for me over the phone. Aliniambia, "You in the house?" Yes.
Let's pray.
Dhambi gani umefanya kubwa? Have you murdered? Yeah, have you murdered anyone? I'm like, nimeiba. Na sitasema nimeiba hapa nsibebwe.
Yes.
But sijaua. He was like, "Let's just kneel down where you are, let's pray."
Yes.
So find meaning in God.
Yes.
I found meaning in God to the point where now I am glad naweza sema naweza kachini niombe. Nilikuwa nganaona nikifunga macho niombe hadi nachapwa na radi. Dhambi zangu ni mingi. Then I want to talk about my mom and my sisters.
Yeah, let it be the parting shot.
I want to talk about my mom and my sisters. Mom, if you're watching, thank you for being supportive.
Yes.
My sisters, if you're watching, thank you for being supportive. Hao ndo watu walikuwa wanakuja kuniletea nguo saa zile niko hospitali sina nguo. My mind is not there. So I'm just gonna say, kama uko na depression, tafuta support system. Yeah. If your family, you are an orphan, something like that, you don't have family, talk to Dennis. We will make a family of our own.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Acha tusikie. What's your parting shot, Bwana Muriuki? Very briefly, as we conclude the conversation. My producer is really hitting me up here.
I'm so sad because we do not have a college where parents are taught on parenting. I'm so sad. I don't know if there's a university or a college somewhere else in the world where people can be taught on parenting. Because most of these things are as a problem from the parent. Then as for the children, please learn to share whatever it is with your parents, whatever it is. Because most of the people there outside will mislead you.
Yes.
Majority will mislead you, will give you advice that is not relevant. Actually, the misleading one. It's only your parent who is ready to die with you or for you. Like now, you see, I've told you that I almost got beaten up by them.
Yes, yes.
I did not mind those boys with a lot of muscles in their bodies, and I went there as an old man to rescue my child from there. Then I committed all my salary. Today I survived by the grace of God, because now I'm paying a very huge hospital bills because of my daughter. I wanted her to be well, and I thank God that she can come here now. I can see she's now smart. She can talk to people here. She's watched all over in the world. I'm so proud. And there's nothing as good as a parent seeing a successful child.
We also have.
Yeah, so as for the parents, please let us be close to our children so that we can know what is going through them. Because like now, that in business as he was doing, I didn't know about it until when it went south.
Yes.
For the broken relationship, again, I did not know about it.
That's it.
Yeah, so
that's it.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Bwana Muriuki. That's a parting shot. Now let me hop to Daktari Gitari. As you wind up, I want you to wind up all this conversation at a very professional way. Of course, you can talk about maybe what whoever is suffering from the condition, and of course the parents, what they should be doing. Briefly, Daktari. I know you mtu wa maneno mingi,
Yeah. First and foremost, allow me to say that Kenya Association of Professional Counselors is offering those kind of training on understanding even the birth order. Like now, the second born being a daughter, this is the true wife that Mzaburi wanted to be married to. That's why he's very much attached to the daughter. If the second born boy is the mother's husband, in quotes. So that is why the relationship is there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, your second born daughter is the kind of wife you want them to marry, not the wife you are having in the house. That's why you are so much attached to her.
This is very important.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why when things are not going per the expectation of your ideal wife, you are getting affected.
Right.
Yes. The bad order. Then and number three is the healing process is here. This September all the way to the end of October is the World Mental Health Month, and therefore healing is here. Therefore, people should not shy off.
Yes.
The interventions are supposed to be done through medication. When it is severe depression, medication is there. And let me remove the dimension about Madari Hospital. Madari Hospital is one of the largest mental health facility in East and Central Africa.
Yeah.
Therefore, people should not call it a place for many people. It is the largest mental health facility which has been established for a long time. It has got professionals. I did my clinical practicum there. I know it. So, and it is very cheap because it is government regulated. Therefore, people should not run away from Madari Hospital. It's the best place. It has got even the rehab center. It has got anything that you want. It is Madari. And the best seasoned doctors we have in Kenya. They are there in Madari Health Facility. People should not run away from it. Then the other place is now the Chiromorain, which is specializing with the mental health facilities.
Yes.
But your pocket must be smart from going to Chiromo. I will not shy off from this. I better tell the Kenyans, the cheapest place to get the very cheap drug which are going to meet the antidepressant condition is the Madari Hospital for anybody, any Kenyan, and it's regulated. Then after that, there is the counseling is here with us, which is the other interventions. And the other one is the spiritual intervention one by now, like now in Kaki TV, Presbyterian Church, is now dealing with the spiritual dimension, because meaning in life, it is vanity minus the spiritual dimension. We get meaning in the spiritual dimension.
Yes.
So spirituality is the search for meaning, and therefore, when all things, the doctors, the counselors, and everybody are done their part, by the end of the day, we'll get a solution from God. He is our ultimate healer. And finally, the family has got a place to pray. And that's why now family become now the social supportive system that will facilitate the healing process of the individual by encouraging, supporting, and being there for the person. And this same family require also regular supervision to ensure they don't get the burnout as caregivers as they support our identified patient heal.
Thank you so much, Bwana Gitari. That was so much educative. We've just overlapped the show with just 2 minutes. The producer is just hitting me up here. But of course, I hope to have another session, of course, with you after, after the journey is done.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping that we are really optimistic that it's going to be a nice journey. Now, thank you so much for all of you just accepting my invite, and we had these productive discussion. And I hope that everybody out there with the story of Dalvine Sadia, people will know that it's not, it's not that big giant in the room,
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for keeping it CAC TV. That was mental health and management right here on CAC TV. It was the CAC mid-morning show with me, Dennis Munene, after which I took it from Faith Kaulu. I want to appreciate Dr. Julius Gitari, Director KAPC, and of course Bernard Morioki, the father to Dalvine Sadia, and of course the lady of the day, the warrior, Dalvine Sadia. Of course, it has been a productive show right here. I want to promise you that much more content is coming on CAC TV. Thank you so much. I've been Dennis Munene.